미국 메이저리그 오클랜드에서 뛰었던 댄 스트레일리 선수는 현재 롯데자이언츠의 에이스 투수로 활약 중인데요. 그런 그가 미국의 한 매체와 인터뷰를 진행하였습니다. 인터뷰에서 그는 미국인으로서 한국에서 선수 생활을 하며 한국에 놀란 점이 3가지 정도 있다고 언급하였습니다. 그는 한국의 무엇을 보고 놀랐을까요? 인터뷰 영상에서 확인해 보겠습니다.
Our special guest, who might be the most famous American in South Korea at this point, pitcher Dan Straley, former Oakland A. We know him from the major leagues, and now the star American player of the Lotte Giants. I hope I said that right, because I know a lot of people say kind of latte, but isn't it Lotte?
It's Lotte, yeah, and it's a pretty common thing. I'm drinking Lotte coffee in the Lotte Hotel while I play for the Lotte Giants right now, so they're all over this country.
Talk about a company man. We like that.
They have a little bit of everything around here. They're one of the top 5 biggest companies in South Korea.
During your day-to-day journey, there's the possibility that somebody could get infected, and so far, I think you got 10 teams, and it's all good. So what protocols are in place to keep everybody safe?
When I get on the bus, my temperature will be checked by a staff member of our team. When I get to the field, security will check my temperature there. You know, we have to wear a mask. Anytime you're going, coming, leaving your room. I forget mine constantly, and I always make it to the elevator bank and turn around and walk right back to my room and grab my mask. Like, it's just, I've been doing this for, 3 months here, and it's a part of my routine, but it's still like a forgotten part until I get to the door. And I'm like, okay, where's my mask? I go back and grab it. Coach Conger went into the bank when we first got here, and they were like, hey, you can't come in here. And he was like, he was really confused, and they were like, he wasn't wearing a mask. They're like, you're just not allowed in. Like, you need to go get a mask if you want to come in here. And it happened to me a couple weeks ago. We went to this like cultural village. It's this really kind of cool hillside that they just painted all the buildings bright colors. It's really old housing. And anyway, we're walking into it, and the security guard like came over to our group and was like, hey, he's not allowed in here. And I was like, what? For what? Like, and they're like, oh, no mask. And I was like, oh crap, it's in the car. Like, I'm gonna go back and grab it. And so like, that's just the way things are work here. And so like, this is a new process. I think that's kind of where it all started for us, is like just being able to just go with things. That was a big change. Just go with it.
The team provides the food, but I'm wondering if you've had a chance in your near 3 months in South Korea to, what's your favorite food that's not necessarily provided by the team? Like what Korean food have you into the kalbi? What are you eating?
Kind of doing different things. The food delivery system over here is absolutely incredible. They're just apps, and like every single restaurant you could possibly think of is in there. A place that does like stir fried chicken that like is kind of been kind of my go-to. And then the other stuff, we always tend to find like the Korean food like on the edge of like Western food, like teriyaki chicken place like isn't crowded all the time, but it's one of our favorite places. But anytime you just like have a little bit of time and go to like just the Korean like barbecue spots, it's always just kind of fun. You cook your own meat. You like they usually have like some sort of ramen or like a cold noodle to go with it. And it's just it's such a different experience than I expected. Little things like when you go to the restaurant, there's no like, the menu isn't like, here's your appetizers, here's your entrees, here's your desserts. Like it's not like that. Like you go to a beef restaurant, they have 5 types of beef, and you pick which one you want. It comes out sliced up, and you cook it on your barbecue. You go to that's it. There's no salad before your meal. There's not like this. Then if you go to like a pork restaurant, that's where you get your pork. If you want fish, you go to a fish restaurant, and they just have fish. Like it's just so different than we're used to back in the States.
That's interesting. Just out of curiosity, if you were to stop right now, it's midday in South Korea, and we put the stopwatch on, and I said, how long would it take you to go find an American bagel? How long would that take?
2 seconds. Delivery here is amazing. You could find an American bagel. There's bakeries everywhere. Oh, yeah. They all have bagels.
Culturally, to stay on that subject, even if there wasn't a global pandemic going on, the game of baseball is different there. There's cheerleaders, there's lots of noise. You talked about how different would...
When like I said, I signed here, it was, I don't know, mid-December, I think, right after the winter meetings, whenever that was. And I was like so excited. Like they sent me a couple of videos, like almost like they're like, hey, come to our team type of videos. And I just got to see these videos of these passionate, crazy fans, crazy in a good way. And that was like a normal occurrence, and especially the stadium that I play in here. In a way, it kind of is their version of the Coliseum. Every time you hit, every time you're on attack, like the whole stadium is singing the exact same song for the hitter. That was what I thought I was coming to. But again, my experience is so much different so far than what we were hoping for, what we thought we were getting into. And that's okay. Like as long as we're staying safe and as long as we're getting baseball, no complaints. And I just really hope someday, though, within the future that I get a chance to be a part of that experience of having these fans here.
The Korean League is known for bat flips and big celebrations. In American baseball, the unwritten rules and all that. I mean, I see pictures of Madison Bumgarner wanting to kill guys.
That's exactly who I think of whenever people talk about it too.
So what is your disposition toward that sort of thing? And do you have to restrain yourself at times when you see a guy flip the bat?
The way it was explained to me was that, like, as a culture over here, like the way they see it is like, it's part of the show. It's the finish of the swing. It is for the fans. And I then asked the question, so can I cartwheel off the mound after I strike you out? And they're like, yeah, go for it. No one cares. And they just have like a different like idea of what it means. Like to them, it's not me showing you up as a hitter. To them, it's the hitter celebrating like, wow, look what I just did. Not like, dude, you suck. Like you don't even belong on the same field as me. Like to them, it's like, look what I just did. Like kind of finish. And it's not just on home runs, by the way. Like my favorite bat flip is my left fielder, Jun Moo. He does it on a fly out to left field. He does it on a ground ball single. He does it, yes, on home runs, literally just like a finish of the swing, like opens his hand and the bat goes flying. Like it's almost the way like you just kind of see like Luis Valbuena, how he used to bat flip on everything. Like remember, I joined the KBO. The KBO is not joining me, and so when I found out that was part of it, like I don't really get the choice to like choose like if I agree with it or not, because I joined them.
Right. Maybe in a few months' time, and you're a pretty big guy, so this might be hard to pull off. But imagine when the stadium is full and you strike a guy out in a key situation. I'm thinking of an Ozzie Smith type backflip, cartwheel into a backflip, round off finish kind of thing. Maybe stick the landing. How cool would that be?
Yeah, I don't know if I have the athleticism for that, but that would be pretty funny. The foreigners, if you do something fun on the mound, if you after a strikeout have like a little celebration for yourself. I heard it gets pretty popular within the Korean social media networks, and so I will definitely do my best, given the certain situation, to find myself at least having some fun in that regard.